Okay, so welcome to this video. Today we'll be looking at exponentials and logarithms. Okay, so we're going to look at different concepts under this topic, and with me I have a tutorial sheet full of questions of logs and exponentials, and they're going to help us understand the concepts fully. Okay, so we'll start from the exponential log conversions, like how can we convert uh, a log form to an exponential form. So we're going to be using a very good and simple mnemonic that all of you will never forget. Okay, so the mnemonic is simply BAM. Okay, so we can't forget that. So meaning that base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. So that's what we use to convert the exponential to the log. And then from there, we'll move on to talk about solving exponential equations. Okay, like question number 2 there. Question number 2A is solving exponential equations. 2B is solving logarithmic equations. So we're going to see how we can solve those equations in a very simplified way. Okay, and then also we'll look at the logarithmic laws, like the product rule under logs, the quotient rule under logs, the power rule under logs. All that, what do they mean and how can we apply them as we solve these questions? Okay, I already said we'll talk about the logarithmic equations. So like how can we express a lot of log functions into a single one? Okay, how can we solve simultaneous equations that have log equations and the like? And then now the most interesting part is how do we apply the exponentials and the logs to the medical field. So we'll talk about the exponential growth and the decay curves, okay, using the first order kinematics. Okay, we'll talk about how to derive the half-life and the like. We'll also talk about the pharmacokinetics application, like how can we find the elimination rate of a certain drug from the body? How can we find the steady state concentration, the clearance, the volume of distribution? All that is under the application of logs and what? Exponentials. Like these questions here on question number 4. It's a very good question to apply to the medical field. And as a student, we're doing pre-med, okay, we are doing medical mathematics. This here is a very good question to test your understanding of whatever you're doing, right? So we're going to do this and we're going to explain it in a very simple way. So we'll understand fully the concept, exponentials and logs, and when it's time for assessment, we'll be able to pass. Okay, so let's start solving from question number 1 there. Okay, so we start with question 1A. They're saying express each of the following exponentials as logarithms. Okay, so we said for us to convert from either form to the other, we're going to be using the mnemonic BAM. Okay, so this BAM simply means base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. Okay, so when I write my logarithmic form, it will be log base A, and then I put B is equals to C. Okay, so this A here is what we call as the base. Okay, this C is what we're calling as the answer, and then this B here is what we are calling as what is in the middle. Okay, it is in the middle between the base and the answer. Okay, so when converting from the logarithmic form to the exponential, we go this route. We say base to the power answer, okay, is equals to what is in the middle. So that's what we follow there. Okay, so it means our exponential from here will just be A to the power C should be equals to what? To B. So now here we've been given questions that are in this form, and then they want us to convert them to the what? To the logarithmic form. Okay, so we start with the first one. Y is equals to, or let me write it like this. Okay, I'll write it as 2x is equals to y. So we know that this 2, okay, let me change the color. We know that this 2 here is the base. And then this x here, okay, we know that it is the what? The answer. And then this y here is just what? What is in the middle? Okay, so we're going to call our follow base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. So it means when I change this to logarithmic form, okay, I can change it to a log of any base. So it can be log, the base is 2, okay, and then what is in the middle is y, should be equals to the answer, which is what? X. So we have converted this 2 to the power x is equals to y to a log form, which is log base 2, okay, y is equals to what? Uh, x. Okay, so we have converted this guy to this. Okay, so if we want to change again to just be 2 to the power this is equals to this. All right, so any questions there? Okay, what about the second one? So the second one, we have y, okay? I should write it as 10 to the power x is equals to y. Again, we see that 10 here will be the base, okay? And then this x here will be the answer. And then this y here will be the what? The middle, okay? So I'll just write log, my base is 10, okay, and then what is in the middle is y is actually equals to what? To x. So this is the answer here, okay, when we convert this guy to a log form. Okay, so it's just going to be uh, uh, a base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. All right, so any questions there so far of what we've done? Any questions there? Okay, if there are no questions, let's look at the fifth one. Okay, so because we are just using the same concept. So this one you can try it, this one you can try it. Okay, let's try out this one. So that one, I'll write it as 4x minus 2 is equals to what? Y. Okay, so we're doing the same thing. Okay, we're doing the same thing. So what are we going to do there? Okay, what are we going to do there? We're going to get our base, our answer, and what is in the middle. So 4 is our base. Answer is this guy, the x minus 2. This one is what is in the middle. So it will just be log of base 4. What is in the middle is y is equals to x minus 2. Okay, so that will be our answer there. So any questions there? Okay, if you want, you can write it as 2 plus log 4y is actually equals to x. So you can write it as this, or you can just leave it the way it is here. Okay, so any problems there converting from exponentials to logarithms? It's very simple, right? Okay, then let's look at questions on B, where we are doing the opposite now. Okay, we are getting questions from the log form, we are taking them to the exponential. So this guy, okay, I'll just write it as log base 2 y plus 3 is actually equals to x. So I see my base answer, what is in the middle. So this will just be 2 to the power x is equals to x plus 3. Okay, it's equals to x plus 3. Or if you want, you can also write it as 2x minus 3 is equals to y. There's no problem. So this was the first one. Okay, let's look at the second one. So here, I'll write this again as log base 10 y squared minus 1 is equals to x. So my base is 10. My answer is x. Okay, and then this should be equals to y squared minus 1. As simple as that. Okay, what about this guy here? So I'll write it as ln y is equals to x. So now this ln y here means the natural logarithm. Okay, so the natural logarithm, whenever you see ln, it's the same as log to base e. Okay, whenever you see ln like that, it's the same as log base e. So this one, I'll write it as log e to replace this ln, and then y is equals to x. Okay, and then when I change it to exponential to just be the base, okay, to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. So that is the answer there for this one here. Okay, what about the fourth one? So let's look at this one. So we have log base 5, 25y is equals to x. So this will be base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. So base to the power answer will be equals to what is in the middle, which is 25y. So this was it, 4. And then 5, I'll write it as log base 4 y over 16 is equals to x. So this will be base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle, like that. Okay, and this is our answer. So I can leave this one here for your practice. So you try it out. Okay, and then if you have any difficulties, please feel free to contact me. All right, so we are basically done with question 1. Let's look at some questions from question 2. So question 2, we are solving exponential equations on A, and then B, we are solving logarithmic equations. Okay, so how do we solve these exponential equations? We use those laws of indices that we talked about earlier. Okay, when we just started our classes, we talked about the laws of indices, okay, or laws of exponentials. They are the ones that we're going to be using today. Okay, so here we'll be taking advantage of the fact that some numbers that have been given there, they can be expressed at a certain number raised to a certain number. Okay, so if I have a to the power x being equal to b to the power maybe y. Okay, no, I shouldn't do this. I say a to the power y. If I have such an expression, right? So we see that the base here is a, the base there is a. So according to the laws of exponents, okay, if the bases are the same, then it means the powers here should also be the same. Okay, so if I have a to the power x is equals to a power y, then I can easily cancel out the bases. What I'm going to remain with will just be x is equals to y. So this property here is what we are going to be using to solve these questions. We're going to be making the base here and the base on the other side to be equal, okay? So that their powers, we can equate them and then we solve for x. So the first one, we have 2 to the power x plus 1 is equals to 64. So here, we want to make this 64 to be a 2 to the power something, so that the bases should be the same. We cancel them, and then we can equate the what? The powers. So it turns out that 2x plus 1 is equals to, so this 64, okay, you should try out your calculator. It's the same as 2 to the power 6. Okay, so I'll write 2 to the power 6 here. So meaning that I can cancel out these two, cancel out these two, I remain with x plus 1 is actually equals to 6. So x will just be equals to 6 minus 1, which will just be equals to what? 5. Okay, so if x is 5 here, plus 1, that would be 2 to the power 6. Even the other side, the 64, it's the same as 2 to the power 6. Okay, so you can try out doing 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 6 times. It's going to give you a 64. So our answer there is just what? 5. Okay. Any questions there? Okay, no questions. All right. So now let's look at B. Question 2, I mean this one. So there we have 3 to the power 2x is equals to 81. Okay, so we know that we can express 81 as 3 raised to a power something. Okay, so because if we do 3 times 3, this would be 9. Okay, if I do 3 times 3 times 3, this would be 27. If I do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, this will be 81. Okay, so it means 81 is the same as 3 multiplying itself 4 times. So it will be 3 to the power 4, which is 81. So here where there's 81, okay, I'm going to put 3 to the power 4. So this will be 3 to the power 2x is equals to 3 power 4. And then I'm going to cancel out the bases. So it will be 2x is equals to 4, which will just be x is equals to what? 4 over 2, which will just be 2. Okay, so x there is equals to 2. Okay, what about question 3 there? So we are just using the same principle. So here we have 5x minus 1 is equals to 25. So we know 25 is the same as it's the same as 5 squared. Okay, 5 to the power 2. So this will be 5x minus 1 is equals to 5 squared. So cancel out this, and then with x minus 1 is equals to 2, which will mean x is equals to 2 plus 1, which will just be what? 3. So x here is actually equals to 3. Okay, so any questions there? Okay, if there are no questions, I'll proceed. So here we have 4x plus 1 is equals to 8x minus 1. Okay, so here we can't make this 8 to be 4 power something. No. And we can't make this 4 to be 8 power something. So instead, we look for a common number. Okay, I know that 4 is the same as 2 to the power 2. This is my 4. And then I have x plus 1 outside is equals to. This 8 is the same as 2 to the power 3. And then I have x minus 2. Okay, and then from here, remember from the laws of exponent, we said we can distribute this power to whatever we have outside, right? So this is going to be 2, and then here to be 2 multiplied by x, that will be 2x. 2 multiplied by 1, that will be plus 2 is equals to. Here it will be 2, and then 3 multiplied by x to be 3x. 3 multiplied by minus 2, that will be minus 6. So now we see that we have the same bases there and there. So we can cancel out this, cancel out this. So what do we remain with? Okay, we remain with 2x. Okay, we remain with 2x plus 2 is equals to 3x minus 6. So like terms together, I get 2x minus 3x is equals to minus 2 minus 6. So this is just going to give me minus x, which will be equals to minus 8. So now let's divide both sides by a negative 1. So we get x is actually equals to what? To 8. Okay, so any questions there? Okay, so the technique that we've used here is the same one that we're going to be used to use here and there. So let's do question this one here on 5. So on 5, we have 9x plus 1 is equals to 27, 2x minus 1. So this 9 is the same as 3 squared, and then I put 2x minus 1. I mean, that's what? X plus 1 is equals to 27. It's the same as 3 to the power 3, and then 2x minus 1. So here I'm going to have 3. 2x plus 2 is equals to 3, 6x minus 3. So the bases now are the same. I can cancel them. I remain with 2x plus 2 is equals to 6x minus 3, like terms together. So we're going to have 2x minus 6x is equals to minus 2 minus 3. This will give me minus 4x is equals to minus 5. So divide both sides by minus 4. I get x is equals to 5 over 4. Okay, so any questions there? That's the answer there. Okay, no questions. All right, so I'll leave this one for you to try out. Okay, you can always share the solutions with me in case you are stuck. Okay, in case you are stuck, you can share the solutions with me. Then I'll be able uh, to answer. All right, so now let's look at part B of question 2. So there we were solving questions on exponentials. Okay, so now we are going to be solving questions on logarithms. Okay, so we need to use the laws of logarithms that we learned. Okay, so if you missed that class, there's a video on the website or on the app. Okay, I hope you guys have downloaded the app because it's easier to watch the videos on the mobile app. Okay, you can even download the videos there and you watch offline. Okay, so we're going to be using the laws of logarithms. Yes, so we're going to be talking about them as we solve. So the first one, we have log base 2x plus log base 2, 8 is equals to 5. So here they're saying evaluate the following logarithmic functions. So meaning that we are looking for the value of x. Okay. So the funny thing is that if you don't know how to convert from logarithms to exponentials, you can't solve this question. No wonder it was important for us to solve question 1. Okay. So here the laws of logarithms say that if I have the same bases and I'm adding these things, okay, it's the same as I just write one log to that same base and then I multiply the numbers that are in front there. So this would be x multiplied by 8. So I get 8x is equals to 5. Okay, so if you missed that video on the laws, please go back to it. All right, and then once I put it here, I convert it to exponentials. So this will be my base. Okay, this here will be my answer. This one will be what is in the middle. So we are back to our BAM. Okay, so base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. Okay, so what is 2 to the power 5? So you can punch just on your calculator. 2 to the power 5 is 32 is equals to 8x. So we divide both sides by 8. We get x is equals to 32 divided by 8, which will just be 4. So x here is just 4. Okay, any questions there? Okay, no questions. We look at the second one. So the second one, we have log base 3 x minus log base 3 9 is equals to 1. So the laws of logarithm states that if I'm subtracting two logs of the same base, it's the same as I just write one log to that same base, and then I divide whatever is in front there. So this will be x over 9 is equals to 1. From here, I change to exponential. So base to the power answer is equals to this. So base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. So we can say 3 over 1, and then we cross multiply. So it means x will be multiplied by 1. I just get x is equals to 3 multiplied by 9. I get 27. So my x there is 27. All right, let's look at the third one. So the third one, we have 2 log 5x is equals to log 5, 9. Okay, so what can we do there? Okay, what can we do there? Okay, so the first thing is to use this law. So we said if I have log base ab to the power c, I can actually drop this c, remember? So this becomes c log ab. So on this part here, I'm going to raise this power so that it becomes, I'm going to raise this 2 so that it becomes a power there. I can also drop it, okay, using this law. So this one becomes log base 5x squared is equals to log base 5, 49. Okay, so now here I have log base 5, log base 5. Okay, so there, the bases are the same and there's nothing that I'm adding. It's just a log base 5, even there log base 5. So if you want, you can say cancel out the log base 5, cancel out the log base 5. So remain with x squared is equals to 49 Okay, and then this one will actually give you what? Okay, will actually give you x is equals to the square root of 49. So the square root of 49 is plus or minus 7. So the answers are x is equals to 7 or x is equals to minus 7. Okay, but can x ever be a negative? Okay, can x ever be a negative? Okay, so in this case, this one here, okay, if we just consider the way it is here, it can't be defined if we choose x is equals to minus 7. Okay, it will be undefined because there's no logarithm of a negative number. Okay, so the best answer here is just x is equals to 7. So we can also get this answer by just using the laws of logarithms. So let's say we had log base 5 x squared, and then I get this guy, I take it to the left. So it will be log base 5 49 is equals to 0. So now I see that the same base is here, and I'm subtracting. So meaning I can say log base 5 x squared over 49 is equals to 0. Okay, so now I can use I can turn this into exponential, I mean. So it will be 5 to the power answer 0 is equals to x squared over 49. So 5 to the power 0 is just 1 is equals to x squared over 49. Divide by 1, cross multiply, I get x squared is equals to 49, which will still give me plus or minus 7. But we choose x is equals to 7 because for x is equals to 7, we are guaranteed that this term here is going to be defined. Okay, if you just write it the way it is, not considering the k squared there. Okay, so the answer there is 7. So any questions there? Okay, let's solve the fourth one then. Okay, so here we have log base 4x plus log base 4 x minus 3 is equals to 2. So we are adding and we have the same bases. So this becomes log of base 4 x multiplied by x minus 3 is equals to 2. Change to exponential, we get 4 to the power 2 is equals to x squared minus 3x. So this will just give us a quadratic. X squared minus 3x minus 16 is equals to 0. Because 4 to the power 2 is 16. So we just have to solve this quadratic equation now. Okay, we just have to solve this quadratic equation. So are there any two numbers that you can multiply? They give you minus 16, but when you add them, they give you minus 3. Okay, so there are no such numbers, so we can use the formula method. So my A is 1, my B is minus 3, my C is minus 16. So it means X will be equals to, okay, X will be equals to, okay, it will be equals to B. Okay, B, what is B? Okay, it will be equals to B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC divided by 2A. So this is the formula, right? Okay. Is it minus B? Here it should be minus B, not B. Okay, that's the formula. So we're going to say X is equals to minus B will just be a positive 3 because B is already a minus. So plus this minus outside, I get 3 plus or minus. Then in the root here, I'm going to have B squared, which is 9 minus. Here I have 4 multiplied by A1 multiplied by C minus 16. So what do I get there? Okay, I get a minus 64. And then multiplied by this negative, I get plus 64 divided by 2 multiplied by 1, which is just 2. Okay, so that's what I have there. So let's continue from on top here. So we're going to have x is equals to 3 plus or minus 9 plus 64. 9 plus 64 is the root of 73 over 2. So it means x will be equals to 3 plus root of 73 over 2, or x will be equals to 3 minus root of 73 over 2. Okay, so if you have the calculator, you can punch this to get the actual answers. Okay, you can punch that to get the actual answers. Okay, but for me, I'm just going to leave them here. But if you have a calculator, you can punch it, and then you get the actual answers. All right, so any questions there, guys? Okay, let's look at question 5. And then the other one, I'll leave it for you to try out. Okay, then that will be all for today. So we have 5, we have log 6x squared plus 5x minus log 6x plus 1 is equals to 1. So same bases, and we're subtracting. So meaning we're just going to write log 6, and then we divide these things. It's equals to 1. Okay, and then from here we are going to say base to the power answer is equals to what is in the middle. So base to the power answer is equals to x squared plus 5x over x plus 1. Okay, so here we can cross multiply. We get 6x plus 6 is equals to x squared plus 5x. So like terms, or we take everything to the other side, we get x squared plus 5x minus 6x minus 6 is actually equals to 0. Okay, so this will just be x squared minus x minus 6 is equals to 0. And we see that the factors here will just be plus 2x minus 3x minus 6 is equals to 0. Okay, so meaning that we can group them like that. So what is common here is x, and then remain with x plus 2. What is common there is minus 3, then remain with x plus 2, which is equals to 0. Okay, so it means I have x minus 3, and then x plus 2 is actually equals to 0. So if I equate this to that, I get x is equals to 3. There, I'm going to get x is equals to minus 2. Okay, so we get two answers. X is equals to 3, and x is equals to, okay, so x is equals to 3, x is equals to minus 2. So here we have to choose one answer which is valid. Okay, so for logarithms, whenever you get a negative answer, okay, it won't be valid. Okay, it won't be valid as long as it's linear like this one here. So if I put a negative 2 there, it will be log of 6 minus 2 plus 1, which is minus 1. So log of a negative number does not exist. So we're going to discard this answer here. Okay, we discard it. So our only answer will be x is equals to 3. This one here. Okay, so we are done. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to access full solutions to that paper, you can subscribe and access them at discretelearning.com. Again, if you're having challenges with your pre-med or your NS, okay, in any of these courses that I've listed here, biology, physics, chemistry, or math, okay, I would like to tell you about a platform that can be a solution to you. So that platform is discretelearning.com. Okay, so we have both the website and the mobile app, and these platforms have videos that can actually help you to better understand whatever you learn in class, and just show you a simple way in which to answer questions. Okay, so you can subscribe and get help in any of these courses: biology, physics, chemistry, or mathematics. Okay, both semester 1 and semester 2. So for whatever course you register for here, you're going to access tutorial sheets, full videos for tutorial sheets. You're going to access full videos for assignments. You're going to access full videos for past quizzes, for past tests. Okay, you're going to access full video solutions to past mid-semester exam papers and also final exam papers. Plus, okay, you have an opportunity to consult from us. So maybe if you are watching one of our videos and you do not understand, you can simply inbox us to consult on that particular question. Then we'll be able to help you. Okay. And a bonus is that we also have live classes. Okay. So these live classes, we explain concepts to you on a live class. So meaning you're able to we're able to interact with you and you're able to ask questions there and then so that you understand the concept. Okay, and our videos are basically tailored to your university syllabus. Okay, so we are teaching what you need to know in order for you to actually pass and get to understand these things very easy. So I'm just going to show you that we have solutions to, for example, I'll say all the math tutorial sheets. Okay, it's the same in chemistry, the same in physics, the same in biology. So when you come here, math tutorial sheet 1 is on algebra. So all these questions here were solved in a very simplified way that you can understand. Okay, so all these questions here in tutorial sheet 1 were solved and the videos, they are available on the website. You can watch at your own time, at your own pace, even in your blankets. Okay, tutorial sheet 2 is on exponentials and logarithms. Again, we solved all these questions that you can see in this tutorial sheet too. And the videos are waiting for you on the website. Okay, so once you watch these videos, you understand the concepts clearly and you'll be able to answer questions in your assessments, like the quizzes, the tests, the mid-semester exam, even the final exam. Okay, there's also tutorial sheet 3 on functions. Again, we solved all these questions here. Okay, how to limit the domain, how to sketch the functions. We talk about the quadratic functions, um, and such things. Okay, all those questions have actually been solved. How to find the composite here. All these things we've solved. The videos are there available for you at any particular time. Okay, so that was tutorial sheet 3. Tutorial sheet 4 is on sequences and series. Again, we've solved all the questions in this tutorial sheet. Okay, all the questions here have been solved. They're there. You can access them on the website. Tutorial sheet 5, differentiation and integration. This is a topic that most students find difficulties with or challenges. Okay, we've solved. Okay, I've shown how you can differentiate in a very easy way. Okay, so how many questions did this tutorial sheet have on differentiation? It had how many questions? 5 questions. We've solved all of them and you can access them on the website. Tutorial sheet 6 is on descriptive statistics. Again, we've done justice to this tutorial sheet. We've explained all the concepts clearly and you can access them on the what? On the website. Okay, so all these questions have been solved. Tutorial sheet 7, which will be the last tutorial sheet on probability for semester 1, okay, has also been solved. So all these questions that you can see here have actually been solved and they're available on the website. Okay, so in addition to the tutorial sheet, guys, you get to access the past papers, the quizzes, the tests, the mid-semester exams, the final exam papers. You get to access them, okay? And also the topic lessons so that you understand the topics fully. They are all available on our website. So we also have this assignment 1 here. It was solved. Okay, so assignment 1 had like 2 questions. There's this one on pharmacokinetics. We solved it. And then question 2 is on exponential decay and growth, okay, of bacteria. We've solved all these questions here and they are available on the what? On the website. So if you need help in any of those courses that are actually listed here, biology, math, physics, chemistry, you can subscribe at discretelearning.com and you're going to access them. So you can contact me on these 2 numbers here, okay, if you want. Again, let me just show you the website for those who have never seen it. So you just go to Chrome here and then type in discretelearning.com. So you can see the discretelearning.com there and then go search, take you to our website. So here, if you don't have an account, you need to create an account. So you just go to start learning now. Okay, then it will take you to the login page. So if you don't have an account, go here, create an account and then log in. But if you already have an account, just put your email, your password there and then log in. Okay, after you log in, these are the things that you're going to see. So you can see mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology, everything that you need to help you. So for example, I'll just use the math folder or the math course. If you open it, you go to your particular university. Okay, so if you're from Unilas semester, first semester, you go here. Unilas second semester, you go there. But if you're from any other university, you go in general mathematics. If you're from Apex, you use those. So I'll just use the semester 1s here. So if I click, on the semester one, you see that it's going to open and I'm going to have 4 folders: topic, lessons, summarized, tutorial sheets, past quiz, test, and exam paper. So if you go, for example, in the tutorial sheets there, okay, you're going to find videos for all the tutorial sheets. So you go to your intake. Okay, so the current intake now is 2026 January. I'll go in the 2026 January there. Okay, and you're going to see here the assignments are there and all the tutorial sheets are there, so you can learn and I mean you can watch and learn from these videos at your own particular time. And if you have any question, you inbox us. Okay, so my number for those who want to register is 0779 96 40 10. So that is Tutor Pro Solutions. Okay, but if you just want to self-register, you can check the registration video guide in the description below here. It's going to show you how you can create an account on the website, how you can register, how you can pay and access these, okay, automatically without even needing any of my team members. All right, so thank you so much for watching. This has been Tutor Pro Solutions. Until next time, always there for you, and I wish you all the best in your exams.